Well, tonight's game will be a tough battle between two very talented teams, both being led by some top quarterbacks.
Yeah, it will be very tough, I would imagine. Alexandra Vitale joins us now in the studio with a closer look at how Nick Marshall and Jameis Winston stack up to one another. Alexandra?
That's right, guys. Tonight, Auburn quarterback Nick Marshall and Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston will be looking to lead their teams to a BCS national title. Time now to take a closer look at these two highly impressive signal callers. Two dual-threat quarterbacks from two different conferences, from two different backgrounds, will meet in Pasadena, California, with one major thing in common: the desire to take home a BCS national title. This BCS championship game could come down to which quarterback plays with the most consistency. Junior Auburn QB Nick Marshall is looking to keep the crystal ball in the SEC.
You got to have confidence playing this position, and then that's all Coach Miles and Coach Lasser tell me about. You got to play with confidence, and then that's what I've been doing.
Formerly a defensive back on the University of Georgia, he has a unique advantage of understanding the defense. This season, Marshall was named the Tigers' new starting quarterback, and he's literally been running their offense ever since.
He's extremely hard to tackle, and he's very tough. You know, he's a very good athlete, but he's very tough. And he's really impressed us this year.
This season alone, he rushed for 1,023 yards, threw for 1,759 yards, and scored a combined 23 touchdowns. His capability of beating his opponent with both his running and passing ability is a concern for the Seminoles.
The quarterback is very dynamic and running.
They got a great quarterback.
Marshall's opponent is redshirt freshman Jameis Winston. You know, he won the Heisman Trophy this season and became the youngest player to ever do so. More than deserving of the award, he completed 237 of 349 passes for 3,820 yards, a freshman record 38 TD passes and 10 interceptions.
We're playing the Heisman Trophy winner, the best player in college football, so we got our work cut out for us.
Wild of a setback, the snap out of the gun. Winston looks, he got away from a sack, runs to his right, goes down the end zone, caught, touchdown FSU, Nick O'Leary. What a remarkable Houdini job by Jameis Winston, calling famous Jameis. That is a remarkable play. My goodness.
A multi-talented athlete, he was drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 15th round of the 2012 Major League Baseball draft right out of high school, but he decided to go to college instead.
His drive for teamwork and winning.
We can't leave him without a beat. Hey, my brother, smile a little bit. Okay? We're Florida State. If we gonna do it then, we do it big. Let's go, man.
Be great individually for his team. I think are two things that keep that in perspective for him.
Two quarterbacks with one goal. Will Nick Marshall be able to keep the BCS in the SEC for the 8th year straight? Or will the Heisman Trophy winner, Jameis Winston, bring one back for the ACC? All right, there definitely will only be one winner in this game. As I mentioned earlier, it could come down to which quarterback plays with the most consistency. We shall see soon enough, guys.
Wow, can't wait. All right, thanks, Alex. Fans put in a huge effort to make it to Pasadena to cheer for the Tigers. The team has also put in a huge effort preparing for the big game. Alexandra Vitale joins us now once again to compare both teams' offenses and how they stack up against each other. Alex?
Yeah, Barbara, two of the best offenses in college football will be battling it out for a BCS national title. But the question is, who has the overall better offense? Well, feel free to form your own opinion in this next comparison. Auburn and Florida State have made scoring points look rather easy. The Seminoles enter this game as the #2 scoring team in the country, averaging 53 points per game, right behind Baylor, and they've scored 90 touchdowns, the most in the country. Auburn comes in as the 12th ranked scoring offense, averaging 40.2 points per matchup.
Excited about playing Auburn. We've got a great opponent. Watching them on film, they're dynamic and make plays on offense, won games in a lot of different ways, and very well coached, and be a great opportunity and great challenge for our team.
They've gone over 43 times this season, scoring 62 against Western Carolina, 55 against Tennessee, and 59 against Missouri in the SEC championship. So let's break it down. Who has the deadlier rushing attack? The answer? Florida State, who has benefited from 3 talented running backs this season, getting huge contributions from juniors Devontae Freeman, James Wilder Jr., and Carlos Williams, who have combined for 32 touchdowns this season. Auburn, on the other hand, has the nation's top-ranked rushing attack. Heisman Trophy finalist Trey Mason, who with 2,137 yards has already broken Bo Jackson's all-purpose record of 1,859.
That they have a good running back, a good O-line, a quarterback, and everything like that.
I mean, good players, well coached, can run. Different guys can carry the ball. Then they'll throw, the occasional deep ball guys and create big plays that way. But then the tempo. I mean, it's a combination of all those things, and they execute it very well.
The Tigers average 335.7 yards per game on the ground and have accumulated 46 touchdowns.
We knew going into the season our offensive line was going to be one of our strengths, and they got better and better, started to gel. Coach J.B. Grimes did a wonderful job with them. The unique thing is we're fairly deep.
All right, now talking about who has the edge in the passing game. Again, it's Florida State. Led by Heisman Trophy winner Jameis Winston, the Seminoles have the 14th most passing yards per game in the country, with 322, along with the 4th most by completion. They've scored 40 through the air, with 38 of those coming from Winston.
Number 5, he definitely plays great ball. For a freshman, you don't ever see him, really just get weathered, like other freshman quarterbacks. He's a guy that, plays beyond his years, and he's a great quarterback, and he has a lot of similarities with A.J. and Manziel.
The Tigers' passing attack is, of course, led by Nick Marshall. Auburn averages 169.9 yards per game and are ranked 107th in passing yards and 18th in terms of yards per completion.
All right, in the end, it's easy to see that the stats tip in favor of Florida State, who has both threats in the rushing and passing aspect of their game, rather than Auburn, who mainly relies on the run game. Again, we should see soon enough. Guys?
We will definitely see. Thank you so much, Alexandra. And still,
Guys.
All right, thank you, Dave. And while FSU has Jameis Winston as a power player on offense, the Seminoles also have the #1 defense in the nation. Alexandra Vitale takes a look at the coach who helped build the team's dominating defense.
Jason, from one #1 football program to the next, this defensive coordinator is looking to get another national title under his belt. Time to check in with Florida State's defensive coordinator, Jeremy Pruitt.
Last year, Florida State's defense was ranked 2nd in the country. In addition to losing defensive coordinator Mark Stoops, the Seminoles lost 7 defensive starters, including 2 first-round NFL draft picks. A little over a year ago, Florida State announced Jeremy Pruitt as their new defensive coordinator. Under Pruitt's coaching, the Seminoles wrapped up the 2013 regular season as the nation's top defense. It's clear he has a knack for winning. Prior to his position with the Seminoles, he was the secondary coach for the Alabama Crimson Tide from 2010 to 2012 and won 2 national championships. And according to Jimbo Fisher, he brings a lot to the table.
We really like what he does and likes what he'll be able to add to. We'll keep a lot of the same things we do on defense, and we add a few things that they bring. So it'll be a great mix, I think, for allowing us to do some different things and add to our package.
He's a great coach, man. I mean, you have player coaches, then you have coaches who are good coach. He's a player's coach, and he's a great coach. I mean, he teach you technique, strategies, and he lets you know the concept of the defense and why you do things, and that'll take you a long way.
Florida State leads the country in several defensive categories, including scoring defense.
Snap. Taylor Davis dropping out of the gun, looking, gets the pass away. It is intercepted. Picked off by Calvin Smith. He's got the ball and running left. He's to the 30, to the 40. Foot race. Is anybody going to catch? Number 22. Got a convoy to the 10. 5. Touchdown FSU. Calvin Smith takes it to the house.
These Noles are giving up just over 10 points a game, passing yardage allowed only 152 a game, and interceptions that the defense turns into touchdowns. Pruitt looks to capture another BCS national title, this time with his new team, the Florida State Seminoles.
Clearly, Pruitt knows how to get his defense ready for these big games. So I think that this game could definitely be key in having a great defense and being successful in tonight's game. Guys?
Yeah, of course, Auburn has a little bit to say about that, Alexander. Thank you so much.